Hi everybody, I'm Danny Dancer. I'm the social studies educator here at Children's Museum Houston, and today's Educator Moment is sponsored by Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. So I'm actually coming to you from our Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo Vet Clinic in Kidtropolis. Woo! And what we are talking about today is responsible pet ownership. Yes, very, very important. When we are thinking about adopting a new pet, there is a lot that we need to consider, because one thing that we often consider when we are thinking about adopting a pet is how cute they are. Look at this puppy. Oh, it's so cute. And that is very important because we love our pets and they are so cute. And of course, there is a lot more that needs to be considered before we actually adopt a pet. So for example, we may need to consider their lifestyle and lifespan. How long are we going to be responsible for this pet? How long do they live? And what sorts of needs do they have in terms of like their exercise? What kind of behavioral training might they need? We also might, for example, consider their diet. What sorts of food do they need, and of course how much is that going to cost? We also can look into what sort of veterinary care that they need. Very, very important that we bring our animals to the vet clinic, just like people need to go in for a wellness check at least once a year. So our pets need that same care, as well as of course if something does go wrong, we need to make sure that we have access to a veterinarian who can help. And then of course other considerations about things like what sort of environment do they need? Do they need a lot of space? Do we need to get them something like a kennel, or do we need to get them toys to play with? So what we are looking at today is we're actually going to focus a little bit on an engineering challenge, just kind of for fun, but this engineering challenge is going to consider one of a pet's very, very important needs, and that is their their habitat. So like for example, a dog might have a kennel, they might have an outdoor dog house so that if they're outside they can be in the shade, they might just have a soft comfy bed that they can sleep in. Different animals have different needs, but they all want to have some place that's safe, that's warm, that's dry, that they can feel comfortable and sleep. So what we're going to do today is we're going to actually engineer a pet home for an animal, and I'll show you what that's going to look like here. All right, guys, it is time to design a home for our pet. Now, the first thing we need to do is choose a pet. We are not going to use a real animal for this. We are going to use a stuffed or plush animal. So this is one that we actually sell in our Fiddlesticks gift shop. You can buy him online. He's our little plush puppy. Isn't he cute? Okay, I'll stop playing with him. I'll set him aside for now. It's time to build him his home. Now, we're practicing our engineering skills. So we're not actually going to need to build this out of like wood and foam and things like that. We can actually just pull in some random materials to see how creative we can be with designing. So for my materials, and you can really use any sort of things that you might find in your recycling bin or like a junk drawer, as long as you have parents' permission to use these things. But for me, I've got just some pieces of paper and some index cards. I've got craft sticks, I've got straws, rubber bands, pipe cleaners. I have, what are these called? Paper clips. I couldn't remember. Some paper cups. I have some toilet paper rolls because I do, and I have a bandana. All right. Now, you don't need these exact items. You need a few miscellaneous items that it is okay for you to cut up, tape together, glue together, things like that. What I want to do is see if I can figure out a way to use this random assortment of items to build a structure that would actually cover my animal so that if it were outside and it were to rain, the animal would stay dry, and maybe something that he would have like an entry, he needs an entrance to go in and out so that he's not trapped inside, and that it's stable. It's not gonna like fall on him when he gets really excited and starts like wagging his tail. All right, so I'm gonna start building here. I haven't really planned ahead. Not a bad idea to grab a pencil, maybe kind of do some planning, sketch a design if you'd like before you just start like ripping up your materials. But let's see what sort of structure I can come up with. I have an idea. All right, everybody, here is my design so far. Now I'm gonna go ahead and say this design is not complete yet. I still have a bunch of materials I can use, and I can figure out ways that I can continue to improve on my puppy's home. Like, for example, I didn't use any tape yet because I was trying to really challenge myself, but I'm noticing that this isn't super stable. I don't want it to collapse when my puppy's just trying to take a little nap. So maybe I could use some tape, or maybe I could try adding some paper clips or rubber bands to sort of secure some of these pieces together. I could add a little bit of support to the top, but these are different things I can think about as I go through the improving stage of my engineering design process. And I also want to just, of course, make sure that I'm taking care of my puppy's needs. So this isn't necessarily something that I would design for my real life puppy at home, but it's a good way to practice some engineering skills while also thinking about, if we are considering taking on a pet, a new pet, how we can make sure that that animal's wants and needs are being met. And if we have a pet already at home, we want to make sure that we are taking care of it to the best of our abilities. So we want to make sure that it's warm, that it's safe, and above all else, that it's loved and cared for. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining me for my educator moment today. Puppy, would you like to try out your new structure? I think silence means yes. All right, he's gonna have to back in like truck style. Beep, 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 beep. Wait, beep, and he's in. Oh, he looks so happy. Thank you, everybody. We will see you all again soon. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.